Hey, hello, hi everyone, hi America. How you doing today? What's going on? Hope you're getting some stuff done. I mean, I'm having to work every day. Life is tough. Life is tough for a lot of people right now, even me. I'm no exception to the rules of society. Don't think that I am. No, I'm not. My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an American tutor. It's great to be here. Loving it. Today is August the 17th, 2023. It is, well, it's summertime. It's hot outside. I was just out and about running some errands and doing a couple of things. And hang on one second, okay? All right, that's a little bit better for me. I don't know what you think about it, but man, my left eye right here was just freaking out. It was probably hard for you to see, but I could feel it. It started to water up and stuff. So, I'm just, my eyes are being super sensitive today. And I've talked about this off and on throughout the videos too. Anyways, I was, running out there doing my thing and realizing that life is tough. Americans are, I could just sense it. The grocery store, traffic. There's um, people that are frustrated, stressed, and anxious, and that kind of is kind of giving everyone like that sense of entitlement too. Like, I am stressed out, get out of my way, kind of thing. Um, and so they start to just be rude, to as drivers or people in a grocery store. You know, uh, it's uh, it's really just crazy. I, and it seems like every time I go out there, it gets a little weird too, or a little bit. Maybe it does get better. I just don't notice it because it just seems like I'm always noticing how bad things are getting. The reaction, the actions that people are taking, um, and they're just unnecessary as far as I can tell. They're just being rude, and so let's move on. If you're going through that kind of stuff like what I'm talking about right now, we gotta watch it. And I just made a video a couple of days ago talking about how we gotta watch out for, be careful. People, it is because I made that video a couple of days ago. It's still, life is still life, and it's still tough, and there's still Americans that are getting and being forced to be more on the edge than they normally would have been in the past, I guess. Yes. And so, hence why I, hence why American Cheer Plan was developed, is to help people calm down, to kind of, you know, deflate all that, that there's just too much going on. It needs a little deflation going there, so people can kind of like, oh, yes, a little break is better than no break. And American Tears can provide that little bit of a break, that little bit of, a fresh breath of air, of fresh air too. I mean, and not get so entangled with life and how tough it is, because it is tough and it's going to get tougher. Sorry to say that. I'm sorry to even hear it myself say it. So I don't want it to get any tougher, but I have a feeling it's going to really get tougher. It's going to get harder. If it's already hard today, can you imagine, 6 months later, how burnt out Americans are going to be there trying to hold it together, or how upset other Americans are going to be because they can't have it together. You know, before I talk about, I was going to talk about equal rights, you know, equality, and where we're equal and where we're not equal. Um, and But there's so much other things in my mind right now that I'm just kind of catching on to, that I need to be talking about instead of equality right now, because it's not about equality or being equal. You know, it's about America falling apart right now. And we need to get our act together so we can start to move forward and make changes before it really catches on fire and becomes like an outrageous fire. But you know, so and what I attribute what that comment's about is across the nation. We hear more and more reports about groups of people. I don't know how many. It looks like there's 20, at least 20, maybe even more, maybe up to 50, that plan to go to a certain department store and or a retail store and just go in there and raid it in the middle of broad daylight, just in the middle of the day. Just they all go inside, and within less than 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I don't know how long it takes, you know, they are all grabbing stuff and running out the front door and just looting, like right there, you know, and breaking glass displays to get what's inside, you know, things like that. I heard this really fancy retail shop got hit like that pretty hard in L.A., you know, and I can just imagine, you know, because there's nothing but like rich people that go to this certain department store, you know, and so they're the people that are living their life, living large. Nothing's really affecting them at all, like it is with desperate Americans that are going to go in there and rob this place. And so there's, I see rights and wrongs and different perspectives on all kinds of different ways right now. And that's because I think some of the wealthy part of Americans, or the wealthy Americans who just going through life living fine and thinking none of this is going to affect them, or none of this is affecting them, you know, and then they're at their department store just shopping, you know, just looking, buying something, maybe looking for a gift, who knows. They're rich people. They do whatever they want to do. And then when they see it being ransacked, you know, in the middle of the day, you know, it brings them that close to a reality check of like, wow, that is like directly in my face. You know, it's just not like an indirect kind of thing. It's like right there in front of me. And if anybody gets in the way, they can be harmed. You know, they can get hurt. And a lot of those, you know, rich people probably never experienced that or seen that happen before. And I'm sure they got pretty scared, pretty ruffled up. Yeah, boy. And I guess what my next sentence is going to be, it's like not to be mean, but I think that's, in one aspect, I think that's good. Because these are the people that are already living life in America who don't think nothing's going to affect them. You know, they have enough money. You know, they have a couple of $1 million, and, you know, so they're not going to worry about anything like the rest of the 90% of Americans have to do. They're really, really being affected by all these policy changes, regulation, cashless society, AI, and then what we were just talking about. You know, people gather together to go and rob, physically just rob items, and shoplift. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call that. It's not really shoplifting. It's just flat out taking. I'm just taking this flat screen TV. Period. Walk out the front door. You're not going to stop me if you don't try to stop me. And when you're backed up with 10 or 15, 20 other folks that are doing the exact same thing you are, of course you're going to get away with it. Who's going to be able to focus and manage that whole little mini kind of riot, kind of robbing riot situation, looting. That's what it is. Oh boy, this is the tough part here. What I'm about to say. If you are part of this looting and a part of these criminals going out there and doing this, or you know someone that's doing this, one of the two. First of all, if you are one, just please stop it. There's got to be other ways. And an American Cheerway can help you find a better way to survive. Rather than, that is just against the law. We're not anarchists. This is not a society of chaos. We are a society of law and order. And it has to be that way. Because if it's not that way, we go into chaos of what's going on right now. So you just need, my plea here is to please, I'll say please, stop it. Just don't be a part of that kind of stuff anymore. Step away. Look for other ways. Join the American Cheer movement. We'll look for healthier and better ways to grow and to gather food or whatever it is that you need at the time to survive. But we won't know what that is until you join and start to work on solutions and let people like me know what it is. What's really the nuts and bolts, what's really going on inside of you to make you want to do this. And not only just take something and harms our society by raising prices too for everyone else that shops there, but you're also putting people's lives in danger, and you're creating that chaos which makes people feel threatened and fearful, and that's not good either, because it's like I'm going to threaten, make people fear me to why I steal stuff, and I just like a few months back I made a video where I was at the register and this guy just walks out with all this stuff and the alarm goes off, and I talked about it. I already made a video, and how there was no one there to stop him, nobody there to say anything, nobody said anything. The girl at the register, I said, wow, that guy just took off, walked out the door with a bunch of stuff, and she didn't even react. It didn't even phase her. She just went about like taking care of me. She had no acknowledgement whatsoever, which also kind of freaked me out. So that's not the new normal. That can't be the new normal in America. We can't just tolerate it and say, well, that's okay. Ignore it. Ignore it? This is America. We don't go around just taking stuff, from, I don't want to say from other Americans, but you're hurting other Americans by going into these stores and taking just items for free. like you don't have to pay like somebody, some magical, you're probably thinking like, oh, the insurance is going to pay them anyway, so they're going to make money. Who cares? Try to there's no justification or excuses, as far as I'm concerned, to break the law in that kind of way. And, just stop it. And if you know somebody, you need to convince them to stop it too. That's the only thing you can do. And make sure you're not that closely associated with that whole movement of whatever it is that people think they're doing. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire big time. And I don't think anyone's going to like that either. People could really, really, really get hurt. And with American tiers in place and in play, that gives us options to take our lives and America into a different direction. So if you're as frustrated or as freaked out as I am about this, you need to join the American tiers so we can move forward with changes that will change that. Because it's almost like people are just talking about it, and then we allow politicians and policymakers to jump in and make bad decisions, for Americans, and they're not even a part of the situation. They don't even know what's going on for the most part sometimes. When us regular Americans out here on boots on the ground, we know. We're living in it. We're in the trenches, and we're not stupid. We're not dumb. We are free thinkers, and we can move forward with our free thinking minds to create a better America, to create a different America, so we don't have to talk about what I'm talking about right now in the future. And so it's just that whole situation, well, along with other situations on this side, are just bad, ugly, American-created situations. When on the other side we can actually start working on solutions and be creative and be innovative and start to change America outside the box. Because if we're thinking about solving these issues inside a bubble or inside a box, that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. If we're all living in a box or a bubble, whatever the heck people are calling it nowadays. I don't know what they're talking about. I just know what I'm talking about is real, the truth. And the truth is that is not good. And the other part of the truth is that we can do something about it. And not like in what you're thinking we can do something about it, like, I'll show up there with guns and shoot them all or do something crazy. No. We're talking about taking steps to change America, to save America. It's better than thinking about and reacting to all the negative issues that are going on in America today. And so instead of living a life of reaction, join me in a life of proactive, just taking action and being proactive. That's where things get exciting. That's where it becomes magnificent. And that's when we can really start to see real changes happen in America. So, join in. Join me. Let's do this. This is, I don't know how much, what are you going to say to be enough is enough to say, I want to move to a different platform. I want to join the American tiers because nothing else is working. and you try to look and try to look and try to look and try to justify and try to use excuses to say it is working, but at the end of the day, the truth is it's not working. And the truth is that American Cheer Movement has the best option and the most hope for the future of America. You with me? We on the same page? You know, tackle this huge, problems. And as we grow, we won't be as powerless as we think we are. Because right now, when we're separated, running around by ourselves or in small groups, we're still powerless. They're still powerless for any real change. So to gain that power back, we the people need to come together and come up, so we can start talking about common sense. Start talking about, the changes that we want to see happen. Reverse it. Instead of telling us, like what they want to happen, we need to have that power. We can say, we want this to happen. And they'll have to listen. Because we the people have spoken. And that is our right. That is our freedom. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching this video today. I really do appreciate your time. You are a great person. You're an amazing individual. And don't forget that. Okay? Well, have an awesome day. Go out there and do something fun. Okay? Peace, love. We'll talk later. Bye.